I'm gonna try to hold to that. When I think of the word legacy, I think about my family. I think about the kindness I gained from my mother, and I think about the musical talents passed on from me from my father and my brother. I think of my love for writing, fostered by my sister, and I'm reminded of my everlasting love for theater that I got from my grandma. I know many of you may not know or remember my grandma Nancy Ryder, but for many alumni and community members, her name is spoken of fondly. When I was 4 years old, my grandmother enrolled me into classes at Syracuse Children's Theater, and that's where I really learned to love the theater. Saturdays were the days I got to spend time with my grandma. She'd pack me lunch, take me to classes, and when she'd pick me up, she always asked me about my day. But it wasn't just that. She was incredibly involved. In elementary school, my grandma and her friend Bobby spent time hand-making a cat costume for me, painting each stripe and gluing each tuft of fur with love. That woman knew her way around a sewing machine. She made me my Halloween costumes up until I begged her to let me buy my own. Looking back, I wish I hadn't told her to stop. I, as well as many others, watched her labor over aprons, medieval garb, ball gowns, and my favorite, a French flag. But not just a little flag, I mean an entire curtain. There was nothing that she couldn't do. I could go on and on about my grandma forever. She will always be one of my biggest supporters in life. But one thing I have to let you know is that she was everyone's biggest supporter. She was a woman who encouraged everyone to follow their dreams. She helped my mom live out her dream of becoming a scuba diving instructor. She was there when my father wrote his first book. She followed every minute of my brother's college career up until he became a music teacher. She loved my sister's love for costumes and admired her artwork. And as for me, she will always be my biggest supporter. She watched me grow up loving to be on stage, and she traveled far and wide to see me sing all throughout high school and college through snowstorms and rain. I'm pretty sure the only reason I have views on my YouTube page is because she'd show everyone she could videos of me singing. And one of the big reasons I loved her so much was how much she loved anyone she came across who was a part of the Oneida High School choir or theater program. Grandma Nancy would listen and talk to anyone. She never made anyone feel any different when it came to costume fittings. She followed the lives of many of my friends and peers even after we all graduated, and would always talk fondly of the friends she made through the theater program. Even in the last few days my mother and I got to spend with her, she hummed along to St. Patrick's concerts and recordings of Mary Poppins. I know many of the students who were up on the stage tonight are too young to know my grandma, but if I know my grandma Nancy, and I'm pretty sure I do, I know she would be so proud of each and every one of you guys for singing your hearts out here tonight. And I just hope that after you've all graduated, you keep that joy of music or theater in your lives in some way or another. I hope you keep singing or going to support community theater, and I hope that everyone here tonight holds the ones they love close and lets them always be their biggest supporters. And I hope that you all continue to be kind, no matter what. If I could speak for her, I think that would be my grandma Nancy's legacy.